So tonight's movie was a movie I had actually been meaning to watch for quite some time, but unfortunately, um, I couldn't find it. And then miraculously, a few months ago, it was added to Netflix, and then I slacked like a jerk and didn't watch it when it was on Netflix. So I was like, I want to watch it tonight. I'm in the mood for this movie. And then it wasn't on Netflix anymore, and I was really upset. But it's on YouTube, and I rented it for $2. So yes, more than, I should have paid, but whatever. I don't care. I wanted to watch it, and it was really good. And this is Nadine Labaki's Caramel. It's from 2007. I've actually seen her second film first. That was Where Do We Go Now, which I saw at the San Francisco International Film Festival about 5 years ago. And I loved it. And that's when I first read about Caramel. And then, cut to 5 years later, I'm finally watching it. And holy crap, it's great. So in this film, it follows five Lebanese women, one of whom is played by writer-director Nadine Labaki. They're in Beirut. It's not really talking about the political strife in Beirut, rather the everyday struggles of everyday people. And in the end, it is dedicated to my Beirut, meaning Nadine Labaki's Beirut, the Beirut that she lives in and breathes in and sees every day. The bulk of the film takes place in a beauty salon run by Nadine Labaki's character, Yalele, who is having a bit of an affair with a married man. This comes to cause her grief throughout the film. However, she's also sort of having a flirty thing with a policeman played by Adel Karim, and he clearly likes her too. And unfortunately, at one point, he comes in to get his, beauty regime done or whatever, and they take off his really nice mustache, and I was a little upset. It looked good on him. If someone can pull off a mustache, let him do it. You know what I mean? The other four women are played by Yasmin Al-Nazari. She is a woman named Nazarine who has a fiance, and they're a little touchy, but what he doesn't know and her family doesn't know is that she is actually no longer a virgin. And one of the sort of darker moments in the film, it's mostly a comedy, pretty light and sweet, even when it's dealing with sort of heartbreak. But the moment when you find this out about her, and she asks her friends to go with her to register as under a fake name to get basically a re-virginization surgery. It's very heartbreaking when they show that sequence, and it's the only solution for her, and they don't dwell on it, but it's also clearly not a great thing that she has to do. You also have Joanna Carzel playing a character named Rima, who is very much a lesbian. They don't make it very subtle. She's clearly very dykey, but that's okay. And she becomes attracted to a character whose name you never really find out, who has super long black hair and comes in to get washed. And she clearly has some feelings for Rima as well, but are they going to act on it? The film's hopeful. The final main character is played by Shihame Haddad. Her name is Rose, and she is an older woman. She is the aunt of, she's one of her aunts. And she is a tailor who has dedicated the bulk of her life to taking care of her older sister, Lily, played by Aziz Saman. Lily is a little not okay and causes a lot of problems, and is mostly needs someone to make sure she doesn't sort of wander off or get arrested, basically. And however, Rose has just fallen in love with an older gentleman, and it's sweet, and she's finally trying to pull herself together and go on a date with him. But much like in that scene in Love Actually, her pull and love for her sister and her sister's needs overcome her own needs, and it actually ends with a very sweet moment where the two sisters are together, and you sort of feel bad for the one sister because she should also have a life, but then you realize this is her love, and is it really all that bad? I don't know. Then there's a handful of supporting characters floating in and out. But the main thing follows along the five of them, mostly in the shop as they interact with each other, and then in a few other instances, at one point a wedding, obviously, and some other moments. I thought it was so lovely. It has very buoyant film, um, very hopeful. Just everyday problems, but like everyday problems are everyday problems, and they're not like world ending. Um, but it also shows sort of the power of women and women's spaces. And I absolutely love that. I love films that show women sort of getting strength from each other. And she does that really well in her other film as well. So I would recommend checking both films out. Caramel did so well. It was made on a $1.5 million budget and it made $14 million worldwide. It is currently the most well regarded and well known Lebanese film of all time, opening in over 40 countries. It is the greatest piece of cinema this country has made, and it's just such a lovely film. I really love it. So, anyways, both her films premiered at Cannes in the let's see. This one ran in the director's fortnight and ran for the Camera d'Or. The other one was in the Uncertain Regard section, because as we know with Cannes, very few films directed by women run in the main competition. That is an issue. But in certain regard, usually has quite a few. And I believe Nadine Labaki sat on the jury for Uncertain Regard a few years ago, so that's pretty awesome. This is a lovely film. You should watch it. It is available to rent on YouTube for literally $2. So like skip your coffee and watch this movie instead. It's delightful. You'll find out why it's named Caramel by watching it. And let's see, what else was I going to say? I don't remember, but this is a lovely film, and you should definitely check it out.